This is one of those days that I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up because I'm going to be talking to this guest of mine. And I told you in the beginning who she is, so I'm sure you know. But before she comes on, I want you to take a look at the clip when she came. You know, back in the day, she used to be a part of the TGIF, not the KSM show, when I was Thank God It's Friday. Take a look at this. This was in 2006. Check this out.
For me, first, history should be reintroduced because now we have the whole cluster of social sciences.
Well, that was her 2006. Let me say, welcome her back today. Put your hands together. Show some love for Nana Oye. All right. Nana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We go way back, oh. Do you see that clip?
Way
back, man.
Way back.
I should be bantering with you almost every week.
Yeah, lovely banters. I remember hot topics, and it was amazing how you'd be so cool, calm, and collected. And I'm like, I have to try and engage KSM.
Yeah.
I need to find out what we're going to discuss.
Yeah.
And then we get on set and you explode and it's so interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you back.
Yes,
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Thanks for
Well, you left the set and you went your farm, man. You became a minister and all.
Yes, yes.
You know, and I couldn't reach you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You went out of coverage area, you know.
Not exactly.
No,
Yes.
But let me start here. You look trim. Where's the rest of you?
It's just all gone, sweat, burnt the calories.
You have a routine now?
Yes, I have a routine.
Really?
Yes, I have a routine. Gym in the evening. First, I used to do morning at La Palme with my transformer, Sean Guy. So 5:30, 6 a.m., we do our walk, we do our rounds, and then
How long do you walk?
We do like 10 laps, and then I also do some jogging around, sometimes 30, sometimes 12, sometimes 15, depending on whether I've cheated or not. And then also check my diet. So like for 2 years, I've been checking what I eat.
Really?
Yeah, no fufu, no rice.
You don't eat fufu?
No, I don't eat fufu now.
No fufu?
Like I've really reduced carbohydrates, really reduced. So,
no rice at all?
A wee bit sometimes.
Just a little bit of rice?
A little bit of rice, no fufu. Bangkun, loads of calories, kinke.
So you've gone easy on them. You're eating like half of
like
what
half,
you,
no,
or
like
less.
Maybe a quarter. Maybe a quarter. And then so maybe once or twice a week. And then so more fruits, more protein, more fruits, more protein, more water. Though I'm not doing too good on water. I should be doing about three bottles a day, like,
And how much are you doing?
Very well.
Yeah.
I'm doing about one. I'm trying. Yeah. Sometimes it's difficult to drink water.
So this whole thing is a lifestyle change.
Yes, it's a transformation, a lifetime. I realized that with the stress of work, with the stress of life, I wasn't health-wise. I wasn't doing too well. I was taking so much medication. So the doctor said, "Well, you really got to reduce weight, and then that would help." It's like. It's a Benz and you have a small engine. And so once you reduce the weight, then your heart will do less work. So then it was a lifestyle, it was a decision I had to take. And it was difficult, but friends, family, and especially my transformation guy took me, took me through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the difference is very visible. So something is working.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
How much have you lost?
I've lost maybe about 30 or more, yeah. I've lost over 30 kilos, yeah.
Wow.
No, actually, 40.
Wow.
Yes, 40,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Over the period, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So what, you feel much happier?
Yes. I'm healthier, happier. I'm able to do a lot more concentration levels up. Yeah, generally, yeah. And what I love is that I'm able to wear what I want to wear.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So for those of people watching now who are also interested in some kind of weight loss thing, what's your advice to them? Because
I mean, it's difficult, but once you're focused and you're disciplined, you can actually do it. And you need to get some help. I know there are some dietitians out there, and then also some transformers out there. And there's a lot on the net, actually. People talk about keto and all that. There's a lot on the net. I also did the blood group thing. So like for my blood group, the this, like I'm not supposed to do bread and
What's
the
a blood group
gluten.
thing?
You check your blood group, and then you're told the foods that you shouldn't. I mean, so like I'm O blood type O, so gluten is not good for me. I'm not able to absorb it, so that's why I've reduced like bread and gluten-based food. So I look at that. I think for B, tomato is not very good. So really depends on what, and it's worked for me anyway. Yeah.
You miss like rice, or you have now gotten to the point where you don't even miss it, or do you occasionally wish?
Occasionally,
Yeah.
occasionally I do, and so I cheat. But then at the end of it, I'm like, I still have to burn the calories, you know,
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm going to have some ice cream, and then I'm still going to burn. So when I cheat, then I know that I have to do extra work. So then, like, I walk up the Abri. You know, like I walk up.
You go up the Abri Mountains.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
So anywhere like. So now when I even travel, I need to check into a hotel with a gym. And I need to take pictures for my transformer. You know, in the morning before I go for my meetings, he needs to see pictures of me training. And I remember last year I had to go to Atlanta for a conference at the Carter Center. And I went into this hotel, and I couldn't work the machines. And it was early in the morning, like 6 a.m., so there was nobody. So like so I had to call him, FaceTime him, and then he taught me what to do.
So
then you know, I had to, he was like, okay, fine, you can do your 30 minutes. And then go and have a shower and then go for your meeting.
Okay.
So it's that.
I'm hearing the word transformer for the first time. Is that a new name for the fitness trainees, or do you actually have transformers?
Yes, I think you have transformers. Sean is like a transformer because he just doesn't do the physical, like works. You know, we have our sessions, we have our discussions. So it's a whole life thing. You know, like remaining focused and taking out negative energy and bringing in positive energy and having positive people around you and all that. So it goes just beyond the physical training and exercise. It's also a brain thing.
A brain thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of negative energy, and I hate to dive into something so negative right away.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you and my good friend Tony, you know, you sort of like, not broke up, divorced.
Yes.
And who leaked this thing? Can you talk about that? How did it come into the paper?
Yes. It was actually somebody at the court, and I know there's a process going on at the court, the judicial session. So it was an officer of the court.
Who leaked it?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Bad.
I get it.
Bad. I remember, I was sitting in the office, then I got a call from a good friend. There's something on our school WhatsApp platform. Is it true? Because the petition had been filed 4th of May. So like it was 1 month. It's almost a year since all this happened. So it had been filed, but it had been quiet. So then I realized I'd missed a lot of calls. So, but I picked this one up, and then he says, I've seen a divorce petition floating. Is it true?
On the school platform?
Yes, on his school platform. And I said, oh, yes. And then, you know, like hell broke loose and so many calls and everything. It was, I was quite calm about it because it had been 1 month. So, it had been 1 month since the petition had been filed. So I was quite calm about it. Now, all the family, friends, everybody calling, are you okay?
Yeah.
My brothers, you know, like people coming, people with advice. And I'm really grateful to family and friends, and even people who were not even my friends, you know, reaching out to me, praying with me, saying everything will be okay and everything. So it was an experience, but it's a storm, and we have storms, we have sunshine, we have rain, we have snow, we have harmattan, and it's just having that support to walk you through it, and I believe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes this happens. It's how you handle it. It's how you think through it, and you just have to walk through the storm. You walk through the valleys. You walk through dark valleys. You walk up the mountain, And it's the resilience and the strength and the belief in God. And through it all, God said I should be steadfast. And I have that firm faith and belief. And we are here today, yes. I mean, we are separated, but we belong to two different households. But I believe that it's all good and it'll work out well. Yeah.
Wow. Of course, because both of you are in the public eye,
Yes.
it became such news. I mean,
Yeah.
divorce happens every day as we speak.
Yes.
People are divorcing,
Yeah.
but when it's, I know here and Tony was like, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But you guys are talking?
We're cool.
You're cool?
We're cool, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in court and cool.
I like that. Court and cool.
Yeah, we're in court and we're cool. Yeah, we're cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Good to know that. Good to know
Yes,
that. So
yes.
let's move on. So,
Yes.
you became an MP. I mean,
No, minister.
minister. You
Yes.
became, you
Yeah.
know. I remember
Yes.
going back to when they were grilling you for what do you call it?
The
vetting.
Yeah, the vetting.
That's, I don't know where I was, but that was the first time that hit me that you have actually been nominated. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's my buddy. I know her.
Yeah.
So I saw you at the vetting, and what do you think about the whole process?
Very interesting. I mean, the vetting was very interesting. I had heard that I had to prepare, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, I had heard people had told me that, oh yeah, you really got to prepare.
Yeah.
So I got like boxes of books. I was reading everything about gender, social protection. I did my CV and everything, and then it was just like I was preparing for an exam. I just went into exam mode. The most interesting thing is that when I was in uni, you know, when it was time for exam, getting to the exam, I would be able to put everything on little white paper, like all the points. I'll be able to summarize. Then I just found myself doing that, like having this, like even actually folding the paper exactly the way I used to fold when I was at Faculty of Law, University of Ghana, and then like writing everything. So I was well prepared. And, you know, I was asked questions. I found it interesting. I mean, like, it was interesting. For me, I realized it was an opportunity for me to sell myself and for people to know me for who I am. So I answered all the questions. I wasn't intimidated. I was very calm because I expected, you know, like the heat. So I was very calm. I was vetted. I think it was like, it went over 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I had hundreds of people supporting. I had the Queen Mothers. I had people from all walks of life.
Were you surprised when you were nominated? Did Mr. Muhammad call you and say, listen, I want you to do this? Or did it come by surprise? What?
You know, I was put on the transition team. Then he said, JM said, well, I'm going to get you to head an institution and all that.
How did you feel though? Because there was a lot of pressure on you because I think they wanted to hear you saying certain things.
Yes.
Like, take a stand on.
I reflected very deeply and reflected on why President John Dramani Mahama had selected me. I knew that he knew my principles and what I stood for in terms of certain issues, and he and the party knew exactly that I could deliver. So I took that decision that I'll stand by what I believe in. And I thought that was very important in terms of integrity, in terms of honesty, in terms of my values as a person. And I stood by that. I thought that it was very important to stand for something and use that as an opportunity to articulate my principles and my values as a person. And I knew I was competent, I knew I was experienced, I knew I had the capacity to do the job. And I decided that I would focus on that and sell myself in terms of that. And I'm happy that President John Dramani Mahama was vindicated, and I was actually voted the best minister, second runner-up for 2015, and actually the best minister 2016 by, the think tank Imani and several others.
Did you get a call from him? He was excited.
Yeah, he was excited. Yeah, he was excited to hear that. And actually, there was this Ghana blogging, and there also, I was the best public officer. I mean, I I passed President Nana Akufo-Addo, and it was President Nana Akufo-Addo, President J.M. Mahama, and I for the first slot. And I actually got the first slot for the Ghana blogging. So, yeah.
Get some love, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of President Nana Akufo-Addo,
yes.
Let's say he calls you now.
Yes.
And he's like, well, I know you're not in my party,
yes.
but we're all for Ghana.
Yes.
And I'm very, very fascinated with what you did with the gender industry, everything. Ministry, not industry.
Yes.
How can you help me? I want you on board. Would you?
No.
No?
No, I won't.
Why?
Because I belong to the NDC, and I subscribe to the social democratic principles. I do not subscribe to the principles of NPP and the ways of governing. And I believe that because I subscribe to those principles, I would work with the NDC, and we can deliver a much better gender sensitive and responsive ministry than NPP.
Yes. So he's called you. Now come and make the difference.
Yes.
You know, at this point, we are not thinking party, we're thinking Ghana. I want you to come, you know, looking at Ghana, I want you to make the difference. You wouldn't, because it wasn't the platform of your party?
Yes, I would prefer to work with NDC because of the principles and because of what I believe in and because of the approach, because of our people's oriented approach. And so I would do that. I mean, if I have to offer some advice, I would be happy to do that. If he asks me to offer some advice or to provide some support for the sake of Ghana, I'll be happy to do that. But I would not want to be part of his team. Yes.
But you'd offer the advice?
I would offer the advice, yes, for the sake and welfare of Ghanaians. I would definitely do that. Yes.
But I mean,
I ain't going to be part of his team. No. No.
How confident are you that, I think we should be taking a commercial break. Let's do that.
Yes.
When we come back, more fun coming. Stick around. We'll be right back. And stick around. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.